Have you ever found yourself scrolling through your social media feed and suddenly, there they are, your ex, that person you promised yourself you'd never think about again? And just like that, old feelings, regrets, and what-if questions come flooding back. Why do we keep revisiting past relationships even when we know it's unhealthy? Today, we're diving deep into digital nostalgia, the psychology behind why we can't stop checking up on exes, and practical strategies to reclaim your emotional freedom. Let's start with the digital reality. Social media algorithms are designed to keep you engaged. They notice who you interact with, what posts you like, and even who you linger on in photos. The result? Your ex keeps appearing, even when you haven't intentionally searched for them. These platforms aren't neutral. They amplify the past, showing you moments of nostalgia at exactly the times you're most vulnerable. And that's no coincidence. Algorithms feed emotion, and nothing grabs attention like unresolved feelings. Psychologically, our minds are wired to ruminate over the past, especially emotionally intense relationships. Seeing an ex can trigger regret, the painful memory of mistakes, or what-if fantasies about different outcomes. Your brain releases dopamine and other chemicals that make these thoughts sticky. It feels like nostalgia, but it's also emotional dependency. You're seeking comfort or closure in digital echoes, even when it's harming your present. Digital nostalgia doesn't just stir memories, it can influence your self-esteem. Comparing your current life with the curated highlights of the past relationship triggers negative self-talk, like, "Did I choose wrong? Am I missing out?" This emotional whiplash can prolong heartbreak, reduce mental clarity, and even impact your ability to form new connections. Every notification or suggested post can act like an emotional trigger, dragging you back into old loops. So why do we fall for it again and again? Because nostalgia is addictive. Our brains enjoy the brief hit of pleasure from revisiting familiar emotions, even painful ones. It's like emotional fast food, instant gratification without real growth. The danger is, repeated digital visits prevent true closure, keeping us mentally tethered to relationships that belong in the past. Each time you revisit your ex online, neural pathways strengthen. The more you engage, the more automatic these thought loops become. It's why a simple scroll can spiral into hours of thinking, messaging, or obsessing. Breaking this cycle isn't just about willpower, it requires understanding how digital cues interact with emotional patterns in your brain. There's also a social comparison trap. You see your ex's life moving on, happy, successful, social, and your mind naturally compares. Even if logically you know it's just curated content, your emotions don't care. They react immediately, sometimes more strongly than the logical mind can control. This is why digital nostalgia isn't just memory, it's emotional hijacking. Now let's talk about breaking free. First strategy, the social media detox. Unfollow, mute, or block triggers. Set limits on scrolling. Temporary digital separation allows your brain to recalibrate without constant emotional hits. Start small. Even one day of conscious disconnection can reduce anxiety and rumination. Over time, this creates space for new thought patterns. Second strategy, memory purging. Collectively, we store digital memories like bookmarks, photos, and messages. They're convenient, but can reinforce attachment. Consider archiving or deleting old messages and photos that fuel rumination. This isn't erasing your history, it's protecting your mental space. When memories are out of constant view, your brain can process them naturally, rather than being repeatedly triggered. Sometimes digital nostalgia isn't entirely harmful if approached mindfully. If you choose to revisit memories, do it deliberately. Ask yourself, am I seeking closure, reflection, or just emotional stimulation? Set limits. 5 minutes of controlled reflection instead of endless scrolling. Journal your feelings instead of messaging. Mindful reconnection turns digital nostalgia from an addictive trap into a tool for emotional growth. Therapeutically, digital boundaries are crucial. Therapists often recommend a combination of strategies: social media detox, mindfulness exercises, and guided reflection on emotional triggers. The goal isn't denial, it's integration. Recognizing feelings, labeling them, and consciously deciding how to interact with memories allows emotional independence from the past. Another strategy: create new positive experiences. Your brain naturally seeks emotional satisfaction, so if old memories dominate, introduce fresh activities, hobbies, social events, learning new skills, or journaling. Replace compulsive digital nostalgia with active engagement in real life. This reconditions the brain, forming new neural pathways and reducing emotional dependency on past relationships. It's important to recognize emotional triggers. Seeing your ex with someone else, revisiting old locations online, or even listening to songs can provoke a surge of feelings. Preempt these triggers with planned strategies. Avoid feeds that cause obsessive thoughts. Curate your online environment, and consciously redirect attention when a memory appears. Why does this matter for long-term emotional health? Digital nostalgia without control can reinforce regret, rumination, and dependency patterns that impair decision-making, self-esteem, and relationship readiness. Learning to manage this digital pull not only reduces emotional stress, but allows you to enter new relationships or focus on personal growth without old attachments interfering. To summarize, social media algorithms and psychological hooks keep exes in your feed. Your brain loves nostalgia, even if it triggers pain. Repeated exposure strengthens neural patterns of rumination and emotional dependency. The solution? Take control. Social media detox, memory purging, mindful reconnection, and create new positive experiences. Over time, you reclaim your emotional space and freedom. Practical steps to start today: 1. Unfollow or mute exes accounts. 2. Archive or delete old messages and photos. 3. Set limits on daily social media use. 4. Journal reflections instead of scrolling. 5. Engage in activities that bring joy and fulfillment. Each step retrains your brain, reduces emotional hijacking, and promotes independence from past relationships. Digital nostalgia isn't inherently bad, but unchecked, it keeps us tethered to the past. By understanding the psychological mechanisms and actively managing our digital environments, we gain control over our thoughts, emotions, and attention. You can stop compulsively revisiting your ex and start focusing on the life you're building today. Thanks for watching. If this video helped you understand digital nostalgia and emotional independence, hit like, share it with someone who struggles with revisiting the past, and subscribe for more insights on digital psychology and emotional health. Remember, your past can inform you, but it doesn't have to control you. Take back your digital space, reclaim your mind, and move forward.